The short answer to that is yes. So let's break it down. Um, when you're talking about arm day being every single day, let's start with what's actually moving the weight if you are doing everything else except for legs. Even when you're doing legs in some way, form, or fashion, it's still a type of arm day. But let's say, for example, back. Is it really back day or is it really arm day? So you have to think about the motion that you have to do when you're doing pull-ups. When you're doing pull-ups, what are you doing? You are going from here to here, but the first initial motion comes from your arms, right? And then the rest comes from you actually uh, squeezing your back. And so yeah, every day is arm day. Every single day is arm day. Now, when it comes to actual arm day, I like to do maybe about a total of 15 different exercises when it comes to arm day. A lot of those are literally just variations of other exercises that I do because I'm a little bit excessive when it comes to arms. I can also be excessive when it comes to shoulders, but that's for another video. So, like for example, when it comes to biceps, you know, you have to think about your biceps. You got to think about what really biceps do. You know, what do biceps actually do? They contract this way, right? So we're talking about something that if you start off with a heavy weight, you know, doing something like barbell curls, like the full barbell, you know, maybe working up to 95 pounds, 135 pounds. I've been able to curl one time 185 pounds. Of course, with the extra added motion, but you know, strict curl probably could curl 155 pounds, you know. But it's definitely not light. So start off with something super heavy, and then you would go into isolation from that. Isolation from that would be, for me, hitting dumbbells on the preacher curl, and then concentration curl, and then going into just regular alternating curls, first seated and then standing. And then from there, I would do hammer curls, which I would do a seated version of that, and then I also do a standing version of that as well. The hammer curls, where you would go this way, and then hammer curls going this way, standing. So that's just a few of the biceps. That's not even including the cables that I do too. Have to hit cables at times when it comes to hitting those biceps, because you really want to maximize your muscular potential that you could possibly have, not to mention the actual stretch that you get when you're using cables versus dumbbells, you know. So triceps, I do pretty much do the same thing. I go dumbbells first, you know, something like barbell skull crushers over the head, either seated first and then laying down, or laying down first and then seated, whichever way I feel like doing that day. And then I go, I isolate them, and I'll do one at a time, working on each individual arm. And then I go pretty much every angle that you can think of. So this way, and then I go this way with it, versus just going straight to like a regular skull crusher with dumbbells. I do those too. I'll add those in. And then when it comes to doing the cables, there's so many different variations that I get into when it comes to doing cables, because there's so many different handles. But I'll tell you what, my favorite handle to utilize when doing my triceps, that would be the easy curl handlebar that you can connect to the cable and put it underhand grip, and you get that full stretch and contraction at the same time when you're working your triceps. Give it a try. I usually go for anywhere between like 12 to 15 reps. The weight probably about 50, 60 pounds. This is on the cable machine with the pulleys. So yeah, every day is arm day. Just to give you a little bit of a snippet of what I would do, you know. I'll start posting some workout videos on here pretty soon. I've been very, very busy. But hope you guys liked this video. If you liked it, enjoyed it, please make sure you share, subscribe, and I will catch you guys later, okay?